Hello, everyone. It's Dina Nina here. Welcome to midterm 2022. America goes to the polls. I voted today. I voted for abortion and legal marijuana in my county. I voted for trans rights. I voted for Mandela Barnes, Tony Evers. I voted. So I'm really excited. I hope you all voted, got out there, and did your civil duty to save democracy. That's what's at stake, guys.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. This I feel really what's the word I'm looking for? I'm feeling very optimistic today. Optimistic. I'm feeling optimistic. Let me introduce the voice on the other side of this. Please welcome the phenomenal. She's a comedian. She is gorgeous and incredible, and she's got that big dyke energy today. Lalita Dee. Hey, Lalita.
Hey, Gina. I'm sorry that I was heckling you from the sidelines.
Never apologize for that. I loved it so much. So I love your shirt.
Thank you.
And you went out and voted. You are a naturalized citizen of the U.S. So tell us what it was like voting today, because I know that you love to vote on the day.
I do, yeah. I don't know, it's a European thing maybe. So I grew up in Amsterdam, and I moved to the States about 13 years ago, and I became naturalized. Whatever. I became a citizen in 2018, and when I say this in the comedy shows, people clap, and then like, let me reframe this. Oh no, I say I became a U.S. citizen, and people are like, yay, and like, okay, let me reframe this. I became a U.S. citizen in 2018, so guess who I have a letter from?
Let me guess.
I do love to vote. It's one of the benefits of being a citizen, and it's so important. I went to the community center today. It was busy. I cast my ballot.
I love
and
that.
it felt good. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area, so it's probably most of it's fairly predictable. But nevertheless, we have these propositions in California you've got to vote on. And God, I went on the website last night. I was reading it all up. It's so much propaganda. So it's not that easy. There's a few things at stake in California. The big one, of course, being proposition number 1, which enshrines the right to abortion in the California Constitution. And as far as I understand it, and I don't really understand very much, but I think it means that the Supreme Court can go fuck itself and have all the unwanted babies, all the forced births it wants, but that we in California, that they can't touch us, because ultimately the state has its own sovereignty. So I really hope that will pass, and then at least we'll be a safe haven.
Yeah, I hope it does too. Oh, why did my voice get really low? I hope it does too. I mean, clearly, I hope it does. I remember we talked about this on the podcast. I Love Funny Women. For those of you guys who haven't listened to it, you can go to ilovefunnywomen.com, find out how to subscribe everywhere. And Lalita and I cover a lot of political stuff and chit chat before we have a funny woman guest on. So it's a really fun podcast. And we are at this is our second season. So we're starting on our second year. And
it's really fun, other than the episode before the elections when we're just like, oh my God, everything's terrible.
Yeah, I was so tired, and I didn't have a lot of positivity, but I didn't sound as negative as I thought I did.
Okay,
good. If that makes sense while I was listening back to it.
Yeah, you always sound chirpy. You have a great chirpy voice.
I was like, wah, wah, wah. So for everyone out there, during this whole thing, we've got Felicia Minor popping in. She's from Arizona. And I've got Gregg Potter popping in also. He is actually in South Africa right now, but he's joining us at 3 a.m. So any minute now, he'll be popping in. And we'll just talk about what's happening. So on my way over here, I heard that Rand Paul secured his seat. So...
What?
it looks like Rand Paul is he's been called the winner already. And yeah, I feel like the Warnock, what's his name? Walker. Oh, God, I want to forget his name. Walker, the two of them are at, like, Warnock's ahead right now, so fingers crossed that'll stay up. I'm not even sure what's happening here in Wisconsin. So Warnock's at 54%, Herschel's at 44%, and there, Oliver Chase, I think he is the Libertarian candidate, has 1.6% of the vote. So right now it's looking good.
I'm not going to support him. I'm not going to change horses in this particular race. I'm going to stay with the Reverend. I mean, if there is a God, please, God, speak to us.
And Stacey Abrams and what's the other guy? I just lost it. It was on the screen and then it was gone. Stacey Abrams had 51.1%, and Kemp is at 48.4% at the current state. So they still have quite a few coming in, but that's what
the polls closed. What, at 8? Like 3? 8 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should have been 8 minutes ago. 36% of the vote is in Georgia right now, so it's too early to call. So let us pray to the gods and everyone. Once again, don't forget, you can comment and interact if you have questions or you have comments. Please pop them in on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching right now, and we will try to get to them and talk about what you guys want to talk about. But most of this is just going to be us cutting up and having a good time. So this election feels more important than ever, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's so weird because every election should be the most important election. And I mean, does it though? Because 2 years ago when it was Trump against Biden and then the Senate as well, the thought of Trump being president again and having complete free reign in his second term and then having the Senate and the House as well, that was, I think, more scary.
Yeah.
But it just, it's 2 years ago, so I remember how absolutely terrified. All I remember is watching Steve over on MSNBC and just
Steve Korsnacki.
Steve Korsnacki.
It currently in Florida, it looks like DeSantis is at 57.7 and Christ is at 41.6 with 72% in. So it looks like DeSantis. It looks like there were some other Rubio's outperforming right now, beating Val Demings.
But he's at 55.9. DeSantis was never going to not win.
Right. And Rubio. I mean,
so we can be optimistic, of course, and we want the other people to win, but it's not the neck-on-neck situation that we have going on in Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, and there's a fourth one, and I forget which one that is.
I don't know. Wisconsin?
Oh, it's not. And Wisconsin, yeah, because it's between Ron and Mandela, right?
Yeah, they've been neck and neck, and so
I know it's too late. You're all almost done, but I mean, you've got Ron here. How are you not going to vote for the guy named Mandela? I mean, how are you not going to vote for the guy named Mandela?
Right, exactly, and yeah. And speaking of which, my best friend is here. My other best friend. I've got so many best friends. Please welcome Gregg Potter, all the way from South Africa.
Woohoo!
Hey, Greg.
Hello, you two beautiful, beautiful human beings. How's it going so far?
Super. How about you?
Good. I, of course, took a quick power nap because it is 3 a.m. here.
It is. You were up just like I went to vote just a couple of hours ago, not that long ago, and you were up and all like, I just am partying. I'll see you in a little bit. You may not have sung that, but
I feel like that's exactly how I sang it.
It was. So, Greg, you're currently in South Africa. You're coming to us from South Africa. You voted here in Wisconsin, though. Can you talk about your voting experience this year?
I mean, it was like it is sometimes. The often that I have to do an absentee ballot and mail it in before I leave. So, but I have a couple American friends here that voted from South Africa that they sent it into the consulate. So, but I mean, it's the easiest voting that you can do, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
I took a quick moment before I got on to look at where we're at so far, and impressed to see that already 24% of the polls are reporting in Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting.
It
And
is.
looks good so far. So come on, Stacey. Come on.
Yeah, she's looking good. Florida's looking like a loss, obviously.
Florida is a loss. I mean, doesn't it really matter? Florida's just, it's like, that's why it's a little limp dick at the end of the United States. It's, yeah. My sister is visiting from Holland. She's going to come to either, she has some work, either Florida or Arizona. And I'm like, if you're in Arizona, I'll consider coming to see you. But if you're in Florida, you're on your own.
You're on your own. Greg?
I mean, Arizona is probably the state that I'm watching the closest speech, with the exception of fucking Dr. Oz.
What about that guy? I mean,
oh, of course, that's the one, Pennsylvania. Yeah. So
yeah,
Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. Those are the big ones, right?
yeah.
And Pennsylvania's on Eastern time, right? So that must be coming in now. Let me go have a quick look.
You go have a quick. Oh, here we go.
It was only 4% of polls reporting so far. So, but that was a few minutes ago. I'm gonna get some wine.
Please get some wine and join us. In Ohio right now, Ryan is pulling ahead of Vance 57.2 or 57.2% to Vance's 42.7%. And so fingers crossed. Oh my God, you guys, I just saw the Pennsylvania numbers right now. Too early to call, 5% in, but 84.7% to Fetterman, 13.5% to Oz. It's so I think in Pennsylvania there's a lot more Republican what do you call them, mail-in ballots that will be coming in, so hopefully.
The thing with Pennsylvania, I think it's like Wisconsin, that they cannot start counting the mail-in ballots until the polls open on the day of, which is a tricky and dumb, so it just takes longer. But
yeah, currently it's looking good for Fetterman. Let's hope he keeps that trajectory. What are we looking at in Wisconsin? Were you able to pull that up, anyone?
I think it's too early, but let's
see. Yeah, because it's still closing in 45 minutes still, so they're still open, but I'm curious about anything coming in that we have.
Would just be exit polls. I'm not seeing anything for Wisconsin quite yet. People, 45 minutes, go vote for Mandela and go vote for
Mandela, Evers, legalize pot, and abortion. Repeal that abortion ban. Oh man, that was on the ballot too, and I was like, yes, please.
Oh really? You voted for that in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it was on the ballot, and I think that was just one of those information collecting parts of the poll where they're like,
so it wasn't like a referendum?
I don't know. Right. I'm sorry.
It was
just on the.
It was to first dismantle the law that's in place, I believe, before we can set another law. But Michigan does have a referendum on that will completely, what's the word I'm looking for? 3 a.m. Brian, completely break the law that they set in place, I think in 1916, that they won't have to do anything else. It'll just be done and abortion will be legal. So at least the way it's written, if I remember right, is it's written that a woman has a full right to choose.
Yes.
But,
yes. As we should.
But I mean, I'm not saying this right. Let me see it, and then I'll say
it. You go look. I've got 20 million things going on here. I'm like my phone, right? Like.
No, I'm gonna get my iPad. That'll be a little bit more. I'm just gonna.
You do that.
Be gone for a second.
Oh gosh, you guys, I really am. Like I said earlier, I'm feeling optimistic, which is not I don't think that's my normal state. Right, Greg? but I'm looking forward to it. So we know that the Republicans are trying to get the courts to hold the polls open longer today. So it may be a little bit longer before we get results, quite a bit longer before we get results for that. But also, Carrie Lake has pretty much said that she won't accept anything but a win. So taking playing,
fight
yeah.
that. What it's,
Say that again, Greg.
she's gonna fight that no matter what the outcome is.
Yeah. I think she's terrible.
She's Arizona, right?
Carrie Lake, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the real kind of post-Trump effect, right? This idea that you can just say, no, I don't accept it. I mean, this is the absolute bedrock of democracy. And hi, I'm big. And that's because I have big dyke energy, people.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And a big shout out to my friend Usha, who got me the shirt. I just want to make clear, because I haven't been able to exercise for a while because this, and then I had COVID and everything. The big is the energy. The big is not me. I just need to I need to like a footnote on my t-shirt. It's big dyke energy. It's not big dyke energy. I need this on the record.
Fair enough.
I am like Carrie Lake. I am not accepting that number on the scale. That is not, I am not conceding. I am not, no, fake.
In that case, I've been not conceding to weight gain for decades.
It's just, the weight is just like elections. It's a state of mind. Fuck these people. But it's terrible. It's terrible and terrifying that we're now in a situation where people can just say, yeah, I'm not going to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a playbook from the fascists. That's what we're seeing. Let's see. Nothing's changed. It's still really, really tight between Stacey Abrams and Brian Kent. 50%. Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Where did he go?
Wow, did your voice go, Greg?
No, you continue.
No, I forgot what I was going to say now.
It's the guy who's running against Stacey Abrams. Was he in what's that band in England? And everybody was called Kemp.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's
same guy there.
It's amazing because he was a big band member. Like they were up there with Duran Duran and all those bands.
Okay, Kemp was the band. That was
What's
the name of the band?
No, what was it called? Okay, I'm going to Google it and I'll get back to you on this. But he's now running for governor of Georgia. I mean, it's amazing.
He is. I think he has a chance. Cancel. I don't want that guy to win. All right, you guys. So we have another guest joining us. Let's just welcome them in. Please welcome Felicia Minor.
Woohoo!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So Fifi is in Arizona. What have you seen today? What's happened? Tell us what it was like.
We are the center, as always, the center of controversy. And so I guess first thing, we have voting machine issues. So that was like our big thing, because we tried to do everything in our power to avoid people saying that it was rigged, and here we are. We're right back in the seat. So which gives a lot of conspiracy theory folks their ammunition to say, "Oh, this ain't right," which leads me to we are in the middle of a governor race, and we have the scary Carrie Lake.
Carrie.
Yeah. Running against Katie. Huh?
I wish I had that t-shirt on right now. I want the scary Carrie
right? A scary Carrie t-shirt.
Yes. if she had campaigned right, she probably would have made this. But we're not cheering for her. She can't sit with us.
No,
And
not at all.
so, and she doesn't believe in drag queens first and foremost. We don't care for her at all.
But
Even
you
though she
do
partied with us at one point. So,
Oh, of
you
course.
know,
It's like convenient for her to be like, now I'm against drag queens.
And so I believe nationwide we were on the news when Barbara Seville called her out on her. Yeah, Barbara Seville called her out on her stuff. And so that got hush hush quiet real quick. But otherwise, we
Because
have
the biggest issue with drag queens, as I understand it, is that they help children become literate. And that is
yes.
just a liberal conspiracy. I mean, that is just because you educate children, they're going to be smarter. As smart equals woke, woke equals liberal, liberal equals the end of life as we know it. And it's all on you,
Absolutely.
the drag queens. Stop it. Stop educating people.
We keep educating people and teaching them to read.
It's
I
not
can't.
acceptable.
I cannot even.
Oh, really?
So you voted today, or did you vote early? Do you have an option?
So I was a little bit late. I had my early ballot, but I was late, so I dropped mine off today.
Excellent.
Yay.
Yeah.
Did anybody who voted went to the polls today, did you experience any pushback from the opponents in your area? Any scary poll watchers?
Not in the Bay Area, no.
Awesome.
Did you, Fifi?
No, when I dropped off my ballot, it's kind of like the front of the line pass. So I just walked through there and nobody said anything. Nobody did anything.
Good.
But we have had people in our area that keep making the news. We keep making the news for these things.
You do.
With people watching drop-off boxes and threatening people and carrying weird guns to polling, we like to stay on top of things. We like to be in the news all the time,
constantly in the news cycle.
Yeah, we can't fall out. We don't want to be like, oh shoot, you haven't heard about Arizona over there? Okay, well, hold on.
We have heard about you.
It does not reflect all of us. Okay,
Amen.
It's
Amen.
just some of us that don't have it together.
Greg,
she rolls up with her bedazzled fake AK-47. Hey y'all.
I'm like, are you guys gonna vote today?
Oh my God, George is exciting though. I mean, how far are they in? 33%. I guess a lot can still happen.
I'm excited about the Georgia.
Raphael is 54 against Herschel 45. I mean, that's a good gap. So, I mean, because I remember, I know I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to there's always this pool. Am I going to go kind of, Eastern philosophy? You don't want to jinx stuff. You don't want to attract the evil eye, or do you want to go white girl manifestation, speak it, and then live inside me. And I'm not fan of the whole white girl speak it and it becomes true. I haven't seen that actually work, because a lot of white women I know are like, I'm not an asshole, and woo, they are. So it's not working. It's not working. So I'm going to go with let's not jinx it here. So I'm just going to very gently say it's looking good in Georgia, but I think it's way too early to call it. And I just don't want to get our hopes up. Do you all remember 2016, that realization, that feeling in our stomach that as we were heading west into the United States, that Hillary could no longer win it? Because in the beginning, I remember Georgia, Florida, whatever, because Trump was so ahead. And then that slow realization as we were heading into Pacific, into Central Time, Mountain Time, that there
I'm
was
sorry.
no way Trump was not going to win, and just that pit in my stomach. In case
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
in case you hadn't figured this out yet, we're the Democrat-leaning election coverage.
I mean, we were very undercover, though.
Sorry, I just outed us, but hey.
I wasn't ready.
You guys, I just saw a notice of that Tennessee is pretty much calling it for their Republican candidate for governor. Surprise.
Oh.
Hasn't Tennessee seceded yet? Like, are they still part of what's?
No, they're still. They're still part of it.
They're not their own country yet.
No, not yet. if for some reason,
Dolly's from though, we have to. If Dolly from Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Dolly is from Tennessee.
Then we have to love Tennessee, people. We have to love. Oh my God, what is that, Gregg? What is that? Put Gregg on big, Dina. I mean, that's
I'm not
the biggest glass of water I ever saw.
What's
Maybe it's just no, it's a big glass of wine. It's bigger than your head.
Hey, everyone out there. Thank you so much for those hearts. Just to let you know, we're going to be here until 9 tonight, 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
7 Pacific.
7 Pacific.
Math is hard.
Math is very hard. If you voted, we would love to see your voting selfies, and we'd love to hear from you. How was your experience today while you were voting? Why did you vote? What was your impetus for voting today? And yeah, we'd love to hear. Just comment in the thing, and we will get your comments and be able to chat about it. We'd love to engage you as well. So thank you so much for all of you joining us right now and throughout the night. Once again, yes. So we have. Sorry, Gregg.
Can we go back just a moment? Because when Lalita outed us about being very blue and Democrat, I think we really lost that the minute she showed us her big dyke energy.
I think we told everyone that. I'm going to give it to Lalita for a moment.
Okay. It's just that my lower half is covering my upper half, if you see them, my lower third. I'll just have to move. My lower third is covering my upper half. It's math all over again, people. All right,
like energy. And of course, I have my Feminist Buzzkills podcast t-shirt on. So,
oh, wow.
Excellent.
I am just gay all the time. I have my nails on all the time. So, all the time.
I love it. I live. So, what we're looking at right now. Once again, Florida, Rubio is at 56.6. Val Demings is at 42.4.
Oh, we're still paying attention to Florida.
I was going to say, let it go, girl.
Yeah.
Let it go.
No, I'm just bringing up, letting everybody who just is joining us in the middle. I will repeat these things over and over again tonight because we want to know what is happening until they call
Florida it. Still out there?
Florida's still there. I mean, I'm ready for them to fall off.
One day Florida will turn around. I have faith.
I mean, they were pretty close for a while now. They're just like, okay, we're gonna give up. And so there is still a pretty substantial lead with Fetterman 80% versus Mehmet Oz's 14 something.
Yikes.
But they're just, it looks like, I'm just looking at the map, it's just the city areas that are reporting. I don't know whether people in the countryside are more mail-in and they're presumably more likely to be Republican. It's hard to, I mean, it's not, that gap's going to close, right?
Yeah.
But for now, the news is good.
Yeah, so the Senate currently, we have 37. GOP has 36 right now in the Senate. That's what it's looking like at the moment. Okay, let's talk about Chris Jones and Sarah Huckabee. It's too early to call. So they're running against each other for governor. We all know how we feel about Sarah Huckabee, right?
Yeah.
Sarah Huckabee, who used to be Trump's lady, the girl with the smoky eye, Sarah Huckabee.
Yeah. So they
is that what we call it? Is that what we call it? It looked like she had fought with charcoal.
Gregg.
I'm just going to raise my hand because I can't get too loud here. Everyone's sleeping.
Fair.
Yes, Gregg.
But I'm going to say, as someone who lived in Arkansas for a little while, to watch how the Huckabee name holds up, and that's all that Sarah's riding on, is the saddest thing ever. And after the entire nation saw how crappy a space she took up in the White House, it's shocking that she's going to last.
She took up space?
Going to probably be governor.
She took up space.
Is she running as Sarah Huckabee or Sarah Saunders?
Who is the most dynamic and crazy speaker or a press secretary? Was it Sarah or was it Spicer?
Well, then you have Kayleigh McEnany. Like, they're all freaking. They were all insane. Like, what happened? South Carolina. Looking projected winner is the Republican candidate, of course, South Carolina.
I'm with you, Stacy. Stacy says throw up. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. Oh my God! It's 49.9 Stacy, 49.6 Brian. Whoever's voting for Shane Hazel of the Libertarian Party, fuck you. If you could have just gone and voted for Stacy.
I will say that even though I don't live in Georgia, I was all on the Stacey Abrams train. I have been for a while, especially after the big disappointment a couple years ago. And so her social media, she said, let's do this. I'm not playing around this time. She had celebrities on her campaign trail. She was at concerts. She was at town halls. She got Oprah to back her. She
got Oprah to back her. Gregg?
What is the state that you win that's usually an indication? Is it Iowa or Ohio? It's one of those states that usually in the presidential election, if you win that one, you'll win the... I wish Oprah was like that. If you're backed by Oprah, you're going to win. That's it.
Yeah.
Did you watch all of Stacey Abrams' videos of her just showing up to places and surprising? It was the most amazing, beautiful, and watching all these little girls just go ape shit over Stacey Abrams. It was so fun to watch. And
absolutely,
yes, Stacey is here in the house tonight.
Yes, if she decides to run for president, wait, we got to get her to governor first. But
you mean president of United Earth?
Yeah, just the whole thing. Did
you see the Star Trek? Her Star Trek? Oh my God! So in Discovery, she played the president of United Earth.
Oh shoot!
And I was like, I can ride with this.
You're like, I'm gonna write this in next term.
Totally. All right, you guys, we have another guest popping in. I'm so excited. She's a comedian. She is in Texas, so we get to hear what it was like voting for Beto and how things are going over there. Please welcome Michelle Cantu.
Hi,
Michelle.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good. How are you? We got Arizona represented. We've got Texas represented. We've got Wisconsin. We've got California, and of course, South Africa.
That great state.
Yes,
State of South.
There's North Africa and South Africa.
Where the wine glasses are.
Wait. Did you say that I voted for Beto? No, I voted for Gregg Abbott.
You did? Amazing. Go for it.
No.
Voting for the marginalized.
No, girl. That was my first joke of the night. No. Fuck Gregg Abbott. Have you seen the signs everywhere? Fuck Gregg Abbott. Are we allowed to say that live?
Yes.
Oopsie.
We are going to be. My whole channel. You are so cute. So Michelle, tell us.
You see me, girl. I'm like supporting my small business owners in Texas. I've got my Chingona Clay Vota Vote earrings. I got my Latina Vote shirt on.
All right.
Yeah.
I got all the gear, honey. I got all the gear.
I am living. So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about who you are. You're from San Antonio. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Yes. So, born and raised in San Antonio, Texas. I am a stand-up comedian here in Texas, but I travel all over for my comedy. And, I talk about, what it's like to be a mom, a wife, a woman. And I love that we talked about BDE already on this conversation. It was big, I think it was big dyke energy. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It is.
So I do, like, one of my jokes is I'm like fuck BDE, not big dyke energy, but fuck big dick energy. I'm like, I'm all about BCE, which I believe is big chocha energy. I'm all about pussy power. So
I got the big chocha energy. So awesome.
Is that
Welcome
on
to the
merch? I
show.
want that.
Yes,
I do have merch. I have a puffy taco shirt and it says big chocha.
No, I want. Oh, it says that? Okay. You're going to have to send me the link here.
I will.
Yes.
I will.
We can go to your website, right? Do you have a website?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of getting it to where people can order it from all over. Right now, I just have it locally. But once I had posted my big chocha energy, people were like, girl, I want to rep the chocha in like Chicago, in Florida, wherever. So Phoenix. I got to get the chocha online, girl.
Yes. So Michelle and I met this last week in Chicago at Laugh Factory. So I was like, I love this woman already. She feels like my prima. So we are in this together. So Michelle,
she bamboozled me because I thought she was a like Latina, but I'm like, okay, listen, being a Latina is a state of mind.
Thank you for my validation. I always say that I was like, I'm white, but I was socialized Latina because I grew up in Texas and my cousins were Latinos and all my friends were. So anyway, I'm still a white person. I know everybody gets all.
She even says San Antonio. Like I'm like, oh, I'm in San Antonio. So I'm like, Dina Nina, she's good, girl. Like, no, for real. She's
fooled you.
She's got a green card. She's legit.
I have my green card. So you voted today or did you early vote?
I voted today because I was really curious to see what it was going to look like on election day. And, I went to my local polling place in my neighborhood, which is my kids' elementary school. And I went around, I want to say it was like 8 a.m. And I was pleasantly surprised to see a lot of young voters, to see a lot of minority voters. Usually when you roll up to like the local elementary school, I feel like you see a lot of older, white, like, they're there to like get their business done, like check in and check out. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like people, and I could hear people talking about like, we've got to vote. This is important. And so I just was like, man, people are coming out. And so when I was looking last, I mean, again, it's so early, I feel like for Texas too. When I checked last, I thought I saw Beto was in the lead. So
let's go check it out. All right.
Oh, no, he just dropped 5 percentage points. Okay. So yeah. So
somebody
Greg is not 50%.
Somebody fix it.
I gave it the ojo. I was looking at it. Somebody do a limpia on Greg Abbott because this is some bullshit. Somebody get the egg rub. Somebody gave the state of Texas the ojo, and y'all are trying to mess with us. But I was excited.
Not the ojo.
Travis County came in, which of course where Austin is. I know, girl. We need to get this freaking kukui out of the governor's seat.
Yes.
So.
Right. So you were talking, Travis County is in. How about Dallas County, Tarrant County, and what is Houston? Harris.
Houston is Harris. Yeah. And I was looking for Bexar County just to see. Because Travis County came in all blue, which I'm like, that's Austin, right? I'm like, oh, I don't ever doubt. But I feel like the major, so Dallas came in blue. Let's see, Dallas County. Let's see, Travis County. Bexar County still isn't in yet. So I'm like, please, San Antonio, please don't let me down.
San Antonio, do it. So what was the next thing? One of the things that I loved watching, Greg, you were talking about how Stacy showed up. It was you, right? Or was it?
It was me.
It was you. It was Felicia.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl.
Me and Greg.
Yeah. Say it again, Greg. I
just say about San Antonio, one of the highest maybe Michelle, you can speak more to this, but San Antonio has one of the highest percentages of new arrivals from California in the entire state. And so hopefully that will change it, if not this election, very soon, in how it goes.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I was,
they have not been warmly received. There's like definitely a stigma about the Californians in Texas. It just like, oh, like I don't know, like, oh, they're coming in, they sold all their homes in California with all this money, and now they're taking our like it's totally unfounded, and I feel really bad. I feel like they haven't been received well, and I think even like there's been a lot of criticism about like how our culture is different in terms of like the type of Latinos that we have coming in, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful just from even what I saw today, what I saw online, people in the community, how people have been just like aggressively, like I had poll workers like volunteers had come to the house, like total like grassroots effort. I don't think I've ever had somebody come to my house and say, hey, I see you haven't voted here, and handing out information like on Beto. And I was like, wow, like boots on the ground, man. Like people here are really trying to make a difference. So that was really exciting to see.
Yeah. Our friend Tara said not in Vegas either, because apparently they're having the same issues. One of the things that I really appreciate is like when Felicia was talking about how Stacey Abrams just showed up and she was just being herself. Beto did that too, in such a beautiful, caring way, which really showed the difference between Beto's character and Abbott's character. Beto came out and said, I care about Uvalde. I care about the people in this county, in this city, in this state, and this has to stop. And he went everywhere talking to everyone. He talked to Republicans constantly, and seeing his heart, the love he has for the people of Texas, and the compassion is astounding and gorgeous to watch.
If anything, I would say Stacey and Beto stepped up game. At least from my perspective, they stepped up game this time around, and they were like, I'm not taking no for an answer. So
I'm gonna get this.
You know what? But what's interesting about, I think, Beto, even in the Latino community, from what I've heard, how people, I'm surprised when people don't receive him well, and I'm even more surprised when people are like, oh, I would never vote for Beto because he, first of all, is not a Latino, but he's trying to like capitalize on like his nickname, like being Beto, like trying like they feel like that is sort of like even trying to like a little bit of appropriation, right? Like, oh, Beto's trying to be like my Latino homie, but he's not. Like he's a white male, and so a lot of people are like, I don't like that. But I'm like, well, what about his policies? Like, what about who he is as a person? And I feel like sometimes people get so caught up in like the image and in the perception versus like what's really on the line with this election. So
yeah, absolutely. And people they just get hung up on the kind of the surface thing, because he's never lied about being white.
No.
That's just his name, and he's been called that since childhood. And
yeah,
if you spend 1 minute with him, you'll know that he's not at all kind of. But I mean, I get that you need to get over that little hump if you feel you've been a little bit hoodwinked by it. I definitely had that when I first realized he's not Latino at all. But then I also realized it was totally my own assumptions. Like, he's never said anything like that. But also,
right.
I mean, Beto might be using a Latino name that he was given by his mates in childhood, whatever, and that's his crime. On the other hand, we have someone who's a fascist, who hates women, who hates queers, who hates trans. In what world are those two things comparable? I mean, it's like the fucking emails all over again.
All right.
His name, no.
Yeah.
Well, and it's weird how like in the last like couple years, how the craziness has no rationale, but it's still winning. And I can't understand how the non-rationale are winning against those that have concrete policies that have full-on websites with their plans and how they're going to support the community, whereas you go to the other one that's talking all this mess and they don't have any policy written or what they stand for. Gregg definitely shot himself in the foot before this even started, and it's surprising to see that he even came this close to being the next
remaining president, right? No, governor is what I meant to say. Yeah.
I'm just watching. I'm watching live, and I'm just like, I'm watching like the gap get bigger and bigger, and I'm just like, I'm having heart palpitations over here.
I have to say, looking at Georgia, it looks like the people that voted for Chase Oliver, the Libertarian, would have perhaps otherwise voted for Herschel Walker. So I'm going to change my earlier stance. Libertarians rock. All you people, go vote Libertarian. Republicans are useless. They don't know what they're doing. If you really believe in your conservative values, vote Libertarian. It is endorsed by the queer comedy scene out of California. I'm on my house, in any case.
Please let us encourage you to split the vote.
Exactly. So I'm beginning to get a little bit excited about Georgia, people.
Awesome. So right now the Senate is looking at 40 Democrats, 37 Republicans. So stressful. Let us see what I had on. And the House currently at this moment are 21 Dems, 34 GOP. So let's pray and hope.
Is there any chance of us turning the House? I don't think so. I think it's the Senate we're looking at.
Yeah. I have hope.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's all channel our inner Obama.
Yes. We can do
it. Yes, we can. Si se puede. Yes, we can.
Felicia's like, I will channel him all day long.
Give me the number. I'll be there.
Gregg,
somebody says Obama. Yes, I'm here.
I do have to say, I saw a video of AOC earlier today. She was campaigning. And I'm thinking about that younger generation that's up and coming. Like, there is hope in the future as well. Whatever happens today, it will reverse again. And we have to keep holding on to that. Never give up fighting. Never give up voting. Mobilize. Be an activist, because change is on the way. It's not going to stay this way. We're in just crazy times right now. But it's not going to be like this forever.
Well, I hope not. Oh my goodness.
Did I just manifest that? No, I didn't manifest it. I want to not jinx. Anyway, everything's going to be fine.
Everything's going to be fine.
You went so fast from manifesting Obama's hope to manifesting white women in yoga classes all over the world.
I know. My inner Karen came out. What can I do?
Put her back. She didn't do so well in the last couple of years. She has not.
She's gone.
So still pretty good substantial lead for Fetterman in
yeah, what's happening in Pennsylvania? Tell us all about it, Dina.
It's looking, I don't know all about it. I just saw it he's still pretty high up. I didn't see what the
8% reporting, so that's going to take a while.
We'll know next month.
If history repeats itself, yes.
Oh, good goddess, no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're just replaying the same old things. Hey, Michelle, what's happening over where you are right now? Anything you're seeing?
I mean, yep, it's increased. He's now at 52% and Beto's at 47%.
Okay. All right.
Why?
Oh my god. So being from Texas originally, I really want Beto to win. I know what's happening on the ground with queer and trans people in Texas, and it breaks my heart. And the amount of vitriol and physical targeting of families of trans kids is just has escalated, and it makes me nervous and sad, and I want there to be someone with a heart. And I mean, I want the first Democratic governor in Texas since Ann Richards. And Michelle's like,
It's been what? It's been over 20 years. It's been such a long time. I mean, you know, I was, you know, I mean, like I feel like my sister's what? She's 26. You know, so her whole life, right? She's had, you know, just to think in terms of like how long it's been that way. But you know, I remember just a certain part. I feel like all, you know, usually the cities, right, the inner cities, they're always blue. But then you go out into these vast rural communities and you see all of the pro-Trump, you see all of the, you know, signs that, you know, I think, you know, invoke a sort of like hatred and like embrace, you know, not embracing what it means to be a minority, what it means to be someone who's in need of support and protection. And oh man, it's rough. It's really rough. And I feel like even as like certain minority communities, like we're not together. Like when I think about like my Latino community, like how much I've seen lately, like how we're rejecting like Latinx. Like so many people do not like Latinx. They're like, I don't like the X. That's not a part of our language. You know, like Latino's enough, right? Like, and I'm like, are you guys not considering like those who don't conform like to that kind of like gender identity? Like, you know what I mean? So even within our communities, we are disjointed. And I feel like in the Latino community specifically, I do see that there's a lot of people who are pro Abbott, and I'm like, I think of your daughter. I have 3 girls. I'm raising 3 Latinas of my own, and so I get so scared when I think about what this future looks like for them if we don't have people in place to change these policies. Like it's scary. It's so scary.
It's so scary.
Well, Wisconsin's going to start coming out in about 6 minutes. So
ooh, okay.
We should be getting in the next hour. We should be getting some results coming in. What's your feeling on the ground, Dina, in terms of the governor?
So we're looking. So Pennsylvania, it's looking like Ben. Is it Ben Shapiro? Is that correct?
Josh Shapiro.
Did you guys see that video of him talking about freedom?
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find that and see if we can share it. So he's looking like he's got a decent lead in it in the race for governor, because we know Mastriano is like, you know, a terrible person. Like he's going to enshrine abortion into law and do everything he can to prohibit trans and queer people from existing and being okay in the world, and that makes me sick. So I'm hoping Josh Shapiro, because like Josh was like, you know, they say that they're about freedom, but they're taking away women's rights. They say that they're about freedom, but they don't want trans people to have the right to exist and queer people to have the right to marry. So they're not for freedom. It was such a powerful speech. If I can find it, I will share it too. But I'm gonna pull up something while you guys chit chat a little bit, and hopefully I've got a video that came out, so I'll be right back.
All right.
So
while doing that, I apologize. I have to go. I'm too loud.
I'm so sorry, Greg. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from South Africa.
I will be commenting though and watching with earplugs on.
Please do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Hi, Greg. Besitos.
Wow.
Tara Johnson said Catholicism doesn't help. You know,
organized religions.
She said it. Okay, I'm gonna find this thing and I'll be right back, you guys.
All right.
It's kind of surprising that Dr. Oz is completely against everything. Would not want him to be my doctor.
I don't even. But did he actually go to medical school? And do we know where? And did he have a like? I know this shows if you graduate medical school with a D, you're called doctor. So like it could be, but he doesn't sound like he understands science.
No.
Right, here comes Dina.
And Oprah is backing John, so
He sure is. I love him. And I love his wife. They're a great couple.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was already in there. Okay, so I want to share with you guys a video that. Hey, Allie, we love you. I want to share a video that my friend Cass Marie posted on Instagram.
Oh, I love Cass.
And it's a commercial. I know, she's that woman. All right, let's see if I can get this going.
It happened at the age of 13.
Democrats like Mandela Barnes are pushing dangerous transgender drugs and surgeries on kids, taking away parental rights.
She was putting this chemical into her body that didn't belong to her. They don't care about our children.
In just a few years, Yaley took her own life. Transgenderism is killing kids. Mandela Barnes is part of the problem.
It happened at the age of 13.
I will tell you that I don't agree with that. I do not.
I'm like literally speechless. I'm like, wow.
This is what they've resorted to. And this is the thing. Hi, Ellie. As someone who's trans, obviously, if you didn't know, I'm trans.
What?
Shocking, I know.
All this coming out tonight. Oh my god!
I mean,
you got that new Chocha energy. That's what I want.
That's what I want too. Let's bring.
Sounds like new merch. I'm gonna be broke this season.
New merch, new Chocha, new merch.
The biggest difference between Dina and me is that Dina has estrogen.
You say that, but I haven't had estrogen in a while, and so I just.
Me neither, girl.
I just sit here in a pool of sweat due to my hot flashes from.
My goodness.
Perimenopause. So the thing about this is it is so disgusting that you would blame it on life-saving care. For all of you who are listening who don't understand, these kids are not taking their lives because of being on estrogen. They're taking their lives because of toxic family relationships and people that say, I don't want you to do this. I think it's a bad mistake. You're going to hell. This is not okay. This is not okay. You say that you love your children completely and without condition, but you're putting conditions on these children. And those conditions and that antagonism towards transgenderism, quote unquote, is what's killing your children.
Absolutely.
And that is a fact. That is what the studies have shown throughout this whole thing. So love those kids, support those kids, and let them decide. Let the families decide, and the child or the person involved in it decide what happens with them. The doctor and them. Just let that happen. I don't understand why it's such a novel thing to say that this life-saving care is killing people. Like, screw you. I'm done. I can't.
And if I'm not mistaken, in most instances, doctors lead by example and let the family take charge, and in some cases wait until they're like 18 to make sure that they're fully understanding what's going on, how they feel, making sure that this is what they want, and and making sure that but it's nothing forced. I will tell you, because we all have trans friends, but and this is not, and we say this all the time on Let's Have a Fifi. Being queer, being trans, being gay, being a lesbian is not anything new. It's just that people keep bringing it up like it's something new, generation after generation, and it just keeps on festering. And I'm like, just let it go. Find something else.
Right.
We are tired. We are tired.
Katie Hobbs,
So,
Carrie Lake. It looks like it says it's too early
oh
to call.
no.
It's too early.
Has it begun? Oh no.
Kansas, it looks like Laura Kelly is ahead. Gretchen Whitmer is pulling 56.8, so ahead of her Republican.
Oh,
Tony
yay.
Evers might be a little bit ahead.
But they literally started counting like 2 minutes ago, right?
2 minutes ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
just started counting. Iowa looks like it may have the incumbent staying in there.
Oh my God, Walker just pulled ahead.
Ugh.
Oh my God, I can't.
What are we doing?
And Abrams is way behind now. It's 54.
No, don't say it.
46. I'm sorry, I'm not manifesting.
45% to 53.
Oh, this is so tight. Everything's so tight. Lalita, do you see anything with Barnes Johnson race?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm putting on my little glasses here.
Greg Abbott is at 52.
Over to Wisconsin.
Greg Abbott was 52. Beto was 47, I believe it was what it was. So it's tight. It's tight, you guys.
Oh, I've heard that before.
The last time I heard that was in the 90s.
I was gonna say it's been a while, but I heard that before.
It looks like Vermont's gonna have a Republican governor.
Oh, not the lesbian.
So the Senate at this hour is 37 and 37, you guys.
So disappointed.
The Senate is 37 and 37, you guys.
You know, I haven't had a drink since the 7th of August, 2021, but tonight might be the night. I mean, for God's sake.
My goodness.
Yes, I know, right? So I
see it at 38 and 37.
Do you?
38 for Democrat, 37 for Republican.
Speak louder, Michelle Cantu. We love you.
Keep telling us that good news, boo.
Yeah, I've got it too. 38 and 37 GOP.
I will take it as long as we're inching ahead. And I know we don't like to talk about inches either, but hey, listen, this is. I'll take that 1 inch, baby, and I will make it work. That's what I'm saying.
That's what it's all about.
We love talking about inches. It's the
Warnock's up ahead again. Speaking of inches. Oh my God, he's inching past Walker. I'm sure he would inch very properly past Herschel Walker. Okay, no more penis joke. I mean, that really interferes with my big.
Who said we were talking about penises? We were talking about inches.
Don't even look at the House results then, Dina.
Oh.
I mean, the Republicans just gained 4 more seats, so we're now at 49 to 24.
Oh. I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, I think the House is a done deal. I'm not even looking at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad where we're like, I'm giving up?
You guys.
I haven't seen anything for Arizona yet.
Nothing yet.
Oh,
I will say that in the last governor election here in Wisconsin, Scott Walker was pushing ahead, and when I went to sleep and I woke up in the middle of the night, at 2 a.m, I found out that Evers won. So, it's traditionally in Wisconsin, it's pretty freaking close for most things. So, yeah, let's do that. That's better. Kansas. This is Senate. Their Republican looks like they're ahead. Oh no. He's the projected winner, but the Democratic candidate has more points at this point, which is so interesting. Rand Paul is in Kentucky. Sorry, I said Tennessee earlier. Tennessee, Kentucky. Looks like he is the projected winner at 54.3%. And Booker, who was running against him, would be the first Black man to hold that seat in Kentucky. It looks like he's running a little bit behind. So,
damn.
You know, there's actually in Madison. There's a couple of comedians. One's from Louisiana. I know he's from Louisiana, and then he'd gone or somewhere like that. Anyway, the point is, when I was still in Madison, he was gone for a little while and he came back and I was like, oh, did you go to Tennessee? And he was like, no, why would I go to Tennessee? And I'm like, isn't that where you're from? He goes, I'm from Louisiana. I'm like, in what world are those two separate things? I mean, what?
Wait a minute.
But I'm from the Netherlands originally. And when people are like, oh, is that the same as Belgium? I'm like, do not ever speak to me again. Do not ever.
You said blocked.
Let your shadow fall upon me in your ignorance.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not seeing anything for Arizona at the moment. So
No,
did you?
it's too early. In Mountain
Yeah.
Time, it's not gonna. We will have to stay in Central
We just
Time.
closed polls, I think. And
I was voting
when I went to the polls, the line was starting to get longer. So
All of that last
the people
minute.
that get off work, they're like, "Oh, I'll just go vote real quick." No, boo, you didn't get to vote real quick. You got to wait in line for like 2 hours.
Are any of the states represented on this call? Were any of your states you were able to register at the same time of voting?
We do have that here. I've been registered and voting here for a while. So, but yes, when I first did it, I went to the polls the day of the polls and registered on the day with my ID.
Oh wow,
that's amazing. Yeah, I was looking at all the states that allow that, and I'm like, why isn't that like nationwide?
Yeah, California has
because nobody that becomes a debate.
But that would
in
be
fact,
Michelle.
In fact, that was on our ballot. Our ballot included should we include IDs when people go vote, and it had like a whole list of things. When I read it, I was like, oh, you want me to carry paperwork with me now, huh? Okay. All right.
And I'm sure there's quite a bit of intention behind that.
For sure. So I'm looking at the Wisconsin race, and this is what it looks like. Nothing's in really. Nothing. I want to know how Mandela's doing.
So Wisconsin, 1% reporting, at least for Senate results. Ron Johnson at 66%, Mandela at 33%.
What?
This is 1% in
1%.
That's
it's scary. Again, we talk about these 1 inches. This 1% is very scary. I'm just letting you know.
It's just the tip. It's just the tip.
It's just the tip, but nobody likes this tip. Okay, like this is
nobody likes the tip. So this is the thing, and I think this is probably pretty close to reality for all of us, except for maybe California. But all these Republican governors are going to stop free and fair elections. They're going to change the election rules.
Correct.
So that at that point, if Republicans win, they've said as much, that they don't want, once it happens, Republicans will never lose a race. That's what they want.
And the terrifying thing is that you would think, well, we live in a democracy, we're going to go to the Supreme Court. And yeah, exactly.
And they've
already have to have hope that these people that are on the Supreme Court, apart from Clarence Thomas, God love him, that there's some respect for the law. I mean, I know they're all rabidly anti-gay, anti-woman, anti-queer, but thank you, Facebook user. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. One is those counties
wherever you are
up in Canada. I don't know how it's read, but anyway, there it is. And then something near Wausau or something.
Wausau, of course, Wausau.
Exactly. No, I'd like to think that the Supreme Court, when they're challenged with this, that they will ultimately uphold the law, which surely cannot be that people set their own terms for democracy. So I have some hope there. Call me naive.
I'm sure
naive.
the ACLU.
Well, so, and here's why for me, like, so watching, the Senate confirmation hearings, right? And, hearing Kavanaugh, hearing them talk about how there's no Roe v. Wade, we're not going to touch it. Like, that's already settled, and so to me, I'm like, well, okay, so what's the point of the confirmation hearing? And they're under oath and they're saying these things. what's the point if they say that and then they still go back? Like when Roe v. Wade was overturned, I wanted to call in sick. I was like, I do not have the mental capacity to be at work today. Like I'm like, nope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just, how does something like that happen? Like then how can they do that? Like how could they have gone back? Like I just don't understand.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Point of,
well, as someone who's like, I'm not like fully engaged, like my friend Liz Winstead, drop. But the thing is that we know, especially coming from an evangelical background like I did, we know that they have been planning this, and it's been a long plan, like long-term plan. They've been planning this since it got overturned. Like they've been planning this for 50 years, and they stuck to it. That's one of the things that the Democratic Party doesn't have, is like a coalition that really looks for a long-term plan to resolve the issues that we have. Now, if for some reason we hold, a marginal lead in any house, we still have a long fight ahead to maintain our ability to pursue democracy and light and love. And the light and love, sorry, my woo-woo came out. That is not what I meant.
light and love, darling.
Thoughts and prayers.
My inner bruja came out right then. Like so what I'm looking forward to is in the future, hopefully within my lifetime, unless the mother of all things decides to take me sooner, I'm okay with that. But
I'm not okay with that. Excuse me.
I'm not either. Did we get to vote on this?
Yeah, exactly. What's happening here? Are we being gerrymandered?
My decision for my body should be my choice.
No. My choice. I'm sorry, Dina. Measure 69, Fifi and I are voting that you don't get to go. Okay, we need you right here.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna be like I said, a big pile of jello that once I die in a pool of my own sweat because I'm so sweaty, they will have to tear down the wall to get me out and crane me out. Like that's, if I don't die that way, then my life was not lived well, is what I feel like.
No.
So yeah, I mean, there's like so much systemic issue with I'm so loud. Can you still hear me pretty okay? Okay. So there's such a systemic problem with our entire governmental systems because
misogyny.
Well, that's part of it.
No.
Ellie, I will make it to Friday. I would like to say I promise that I'll make it till Friday at 5, but after 5, but I will do my best to remain alive until then.
See, Oshkosh is in, and now Mandela is all the way up again. He's up at 44.
Yay!
And what we need is Milwaukee, Kenosha, Madison, Eau Claire, right? Those are all going to pull from Mandela, and so it really is just a matter of what happens with the other ones.
Yeah, I love that news. That feels good to me.
Yeah, that's good. Go Oshkosh. I grew up wearing those. You know the Oshkosh.
Me too.
Oshkosh
hey, girl.
Yeah.
Oshkosh bagosh.
Oshkosh bagosh.
Okay, let us check in with the status of everything. Who can? I'm not seeing anything right now.
We have the Senate. The GOP is 1 seat ahead, but we're still getting the vote from Iceland, and Iceland's going to give the GOP 0 points. And they're going to give all their points to the Democratic Party. So it's all going to be okay in the Eurovision Song Contest.
You sound like you're reporting on the Olympics.
Baby.
I don't think you're reporting the Olympics. No, I for all of you who don't know, that was a Eurovision Song Contest reference. And if you don't know the joy of I think we're gonna have to do a live on Eurovision during Eurovision.
Yes.
That's the plan for May of 2023. Let's see what I've got here.
These numbers
GOP
for
40,
Stacey are
39 Dem in the Senate.
Say it again, Lalita.
40 to 39.
For
It's for the GOP. Why is it the GOP? It's the grand old party, right? Why do they call them so? There's nothing grand about them. Old, yes. Party,
They
no.
think
Party.
they think they are.
Right.
There's no fucking party in the house with them around. So let's just call them the O, old.
The old.
But that's a little ageist because by some metrics I am, and I don't like that. So let's call
Only
them
if you own it. Only if you own it.
Only if you own it, yeah.
I
I'm old.
refuse.
I'm trying to age graciously, but I didn't young graciously, so I don't know how to be old graciously. Still, I'm old as I'm supposed to choir.
I hope I'm younging graciously. I think so.
You're younging graciously. No, you guys, I had Botox in my head, and I just found out that it makes my eyebrows look like they're higher.
Okay, chola brows. I see you.
I mean, you don't even know. My brows have been so chola over the decades. I also feel like I currently have big abuela energy right now. Like, I'm just like, I'm like, please let me get home and crochet and get high. That's all I want to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I get Botox, I don't even need Botox. This is all like Manteca. Like, this is why my skin looks like.
Oh, she said, I've got the natural glow. Don't worry about it.
Manteca.
Manteca, like all of the tamales that I've eaten, all of the manteca that went into the masa, like it's now in my flesh. And so
wow.
That is what's going to keep me from getting wrinkles, girl. So pasta tamales, that's my Botox.
Yes.
She said I'm well preserved. Well preserved.
I'm telling the kids these days, I'm like, I know that it sounds crazy when you think
Mandela's ahead, people. Mandela's ahead.
Let's celebrate those wins, honey.
Because Milwaukee's in. Milwaukee's in.
Milwaukee.
So now it's Mandela 73 and Ron. I'm going to call him Johnson because I don't want to call him Ron at 26.
More like a favorite Tia. Thank you so much. That is so nice.
Is she the party Tia, or is she the, like, you know, sit back and watch everybody and gossip?
I'm the Wisconsin party Tia. I'm not a party. I'm not a party. I am old.
Grumpy old peckers?
Oh, DOP. Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, look at the baby.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Oh, your baby's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Okay. Gregg just sent me something. Let me see what I got.
I feel if the GOP people are old, I'm not old. It's just like I cannot be in any way associated with the Republicans. So,
right.
Grumpy old peckers, that's fine, but then I'm something else.
What is this?
In my absurdly late 20s, people.
Absurdly late. Ooh.
God rest their souls. So breaking news, Gregg sent this over for breaking news. Democrat Wes Moore has made history in Maryland as the first Black governor, according to the AP race call. He is only the third Black governor elected in the country.
How do
we only 3?
We need to work on this. We need to get people more involved in civics because I don't like that there's not speckles of color everywhere.
We don't talk about civics, though. We don't talk about the importance of political engagement. We don't talk about being well informed about your local politics because you guys, local politics are what affect our lives most.
Preach.
And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it too. Like I have been paying attention to it a lot more than I used to. But yeah. So AP is called the Maryland race for Wes Johnson. Was that what it was? I am pretty, at least.
Yes,
Wes Moore, Governor Wes Moore.
But you don't have tamale skin, so
I mean, I do have nacho skin though.
Not mine, not yours.
Cheese all over my face. Like
I'm thinking about what Fifi was saying about like what we need to do like to fix this. And I'm thinking like, how do we make like civics sexy? Like civics is sexy, right? Like how do we like encourage our kids to like study this in school? Like how do we create like more pathways for people of color, for minorities? You know, like how do we fix this? Because like even when you said right now, like there's only 3, and I'm like, I didn't even know that. I didn't even like it's scary how big the gap is, but it's even scarier when you don't even know about the gap.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
You know, part of the thing is we invest in education instead of attacking it every 5 minutes.
Right.
We invest in education, and we make sure that the curriculum is chosen by people that are diverse, so that when employed, it is fair and balanced and real and truth. We have washed over the issue of slavery and racism in this country for so long that at some point we're gonna have to pick up that rug and look underneath it.
Yeah.
Those are the elections that I feel like go under the radar. Like, who gets elected to like the state board of education? Like
that we can run for that, Michelle. And I wonder if I really was thinking that because I was reading up on everybody's bio and everything yesterday, and I was looking at the people that I was voting for the school board, and they're just regular people. They're just you know, they're not people with political science degrees from Cornell. They're just regular people.
They're regular people, but some of them are
you and me. And I think if more women, more people of color, and more Democrats.
It's so true. It's so true because I served on the board for Celebrate Dyslexia Schools. We were trying, so Celebrate Dyslexia is the org, but then we were trying to get a school set in place. So we had done all this work to get the school set up, but then, you know, we have to go through like an interview process with the Board of Education. And so then like hearing the questions that people ask about the school, like, why is there, you know, one of the questions was, you know, because we had talked about like the books that we're going to have in the library and how important it was for us to have books that were representative of the students in the school, representative of, you know, BIPOC stories, representative of transgender stories. Like, and so I remember one of the people who is an elected, you know, state board of education asking, why is that a focus for your school? That should not be like the book, like there shouldn't be a focus on that. And I'm like, who are you and how did you get this damn job? Like that was, I was so
absolutely.
I was so mad. And then I like looked her up and I'm like who is this person? And I'm like, how does she have, and then I realized like, wow, like her immense like seat of power. I'm like, I'm like, man, like it's so true. Like at the local level, like what is going on, like with your schools, like what is going on? So I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm like, we have to do something because this is getting crazy.
Right. And it goes back to what I was talking about before. Like Republicans have planned this. This was their strategy to get people in all of the local elections to run school board, you know, to get on the school board for all these things. Republicans have done this very systematically and have planned it. And you know, if you want to see change in the world, then run for politics, like run for office, run for the smallest office you can. Just run for office because your local races are what really change things for you. And then also, like the more people run, the more likely we get really good, diverse, interesting characters or candidates in there. So that's what it comes down to. If you've ever wanted to even thought about it, get out and register to vote in your next or register to run in your next election. Do it because the Republicans are doing it left and right. That's why we're seeing such unhinged, insane school board meetings.
Yep.
And that's why they're banning all the books that you just mentioned.
Yep.
You know,
and calling the police
for everything.
Yeah. But I definitely agree with representation matters, and we've done such a horrible job. 2020 became the year that I discovered that I'm not who I thought I was. I discovered things about slavery. I discovered things about how history. I rediscovered Juneteenth because Juneteenth became like this, like, oh, this is a holiday kind of thing. Yeah. But was it? It was an epic time for people that look like me, especially down south. And so why are we still washing the dirty laundry and hanging up just the white pieces of clothing instead of saying, you know what? We did do this. We need you to know that, you know, people are still being hung and that we still don't see you. And here are some books, here are some lessons, here are some this and that. And so I think the answer to us being more involved is letting us be seen. And if more people like Cory Booker and AOC are out there and they're on social media, because that's where we spend most of our time now. If they are there, if the Stacey Abrams are showing little girls that you too can call out a white man on his game, then you can be in this office too. So I think there's a lot of work, and Dina, you are so right. So much organization and planning needs to go into place, but everybody's fighting with each other. So,
but
you know what I like about what you said about like even Juneteenth and the representation, like in the media, right? Because I think it's so important for us to make sure our stories are being told and there's representation for us in the entertainment industry. Remember, I feel like when I learned the most about Juneteenth was on a Blackish episode. I was just like, oh, okay, like here's somebody telling a story from a different perspective that's on like a national platform, right? And I'm just like, and I keep thinking, like, I know John Leguizamo just posted a letter about like the lack of Latino representation in Hollywood. And so I think it's also important for us as comedians we have a platform when we tell our jokes, but through a lens of truth, through a lens of pain is where we find our comedy. And so I think it's also important for us to be able to showcase like our story. Did Dina just announce her campaign? Dina Nina. Oh, love it.
Oh my gosh, look at all these endorsements.
Hi, Terry.
Are coming in.
Apparently, I'm breaking the internet tonight. Everybody's like, did Mandela win? No, Dina won. Dina won.
I wrote her in. She doesn't even live here, and I wrote her in.
Carrie Lake lost to Dina Nina.
Me too. You're up against Gavin Newsom in California, Dina. I wrote you in.
I will let Newsom.
You'll be up against him, won't you, baby?
I will be up against him any day. Are you kidding?
No denying. No denying.
It looks like Oklahoma has called their NBC News called the Republican governor for Senate race for Oklahoma, and it looks like the Republican candidate's pretty high in Oklahoma still. Fetterman's at 59.6, Oz is at 37.9 with 8% in still. Yeah, you guys, it's tight. It's tight. So let's address the elephant in the room. Me. I
what?
I have thought about running. I have thought about running for office. I have
governor. Is that what I heard?
For what? Right now, there's a Tony Evers in there, and I'm happy with Tony Evers. I mean, I've thought about it, and I've gotten really close to doing it. I feel like I'm so dirty.
Oh God.
And my life has mostly been in the public record and the stories I've told. Like, I will never deny that I've done drugs. Like, and but it's one of those things that feels very kind of scary. And I will say that this election cycle, I've been like, I don't want to send people texts or knock on their doors like this. Like, everybody's so exhausted, and you guys, I've started just sending tit pics back to all the texts I get, with a I voted today sticker on my nipple. That's kind of what I do. What is this? Oh, Christine. This is one of my best friends, Christine. I am not the elephant in the room, thank you.
You had suggested earlier that some local politician folk might be joining us this evening. Is that still happening?
Unfortunately, they got tied up and were not able to join. I was hoping a couple other people could pop in, but this is what we've gotten. This has been fun, you guys.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I'm feeling good about Wisconsin, feeling good about Pennsylvania, a little nervous about Georgia.
Yeah, that number keeps hopping around. Yeah.
What are the numbers in Georgia right now?
Georgia right now, let me tell you, girl. Raphael is at 50.2 and Herschel is at 48. God bless the libertarians. I've always said it, and I will continue saying it. Libertarians are the best. Split that vote, baby.
No surprises here. The Republican candidate is the projected winner in Indiana for Senate. Chuck Grassley for Iowa Senate is at 40.2, and Franken is at 59.6 of 15% in Iowa.
Do we know how many?
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, do we know how many people of these winners, because we keep naming off these Republican winners, of how many are for or against LGBTQ plus issues?
I mean, they're all against us, right?
I mean, some more
until they get to the bedroom.
Right? Exactly. Which is what I think is wrong with Ron Johnson. I think he's been like closeted for so long that he just is so miserable, and all of his money that he got when he got in office, and nobody's saying anything about that, are they? Nope. Fuck them.
Literally.
Exactly.
Well, Georgia is 60% in, and Reverend Warnock is still ahead. I'm feeling very cautious.
Where's my girl at? Where's my girl?
Let's go back to Pennsylvania quick and see. That's only 21% in. That doesn't feel enough, but Fetterman's still well ahead.
So Terry says, if I knew Lalita Dee had an accent, I'd have shown up earlier.
Terry, the real reason you want to be around me is because of my big dyke energy, baby. And just clarifying, it's big energy, not big dyke. Because I have some weight issues right now, having been disabled temporarily for a while, unable to exercise.
What happened? I missed. Did you say what happened to your arm?
I did not. I was engaged in the extreme lesbian sport of pickleball.
I love pickleball.
I love pickleball. And it's now an extreme sport because look, I didn't just break my arm. I mean, the doctor was like, whoa, that's a complicated break. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lesbian thing. That sounds like every single relationship I've ever been in. It's never straightforward. It's never like, it's always very complicated.
Always comes with luggage. And...
right, comes with a cast. And so, but then, I went to get the cast and they're like, do you want... Yeah, I know, thank you. But they're like, you can pick your colors. Obviously, I went for pink. And then they're like, would you like sparkles? I'm like, for my $200.
Oh.
Hell yeah. So you can see it's got little sparkles.
Those sparkles cost $7,000.
I hope you enjoy them.
They're gorgeous. I won't let anybody sign. People are like, can I sign your cast? You're fragile, Les. Ellie, that hurt. It's... I have big dyke energy. And my son, who's been taught, the art of toxic positivity from me, he goes, well, if you're going to break a limb, it might as well be your left arm. Well, that is technically true. Because I'm right-handed. I mean, it depends what your dominant arm is. But yeah, it's been a learning curve. But hey, you people out there watching us, just keep bringing on the shade. It's fine. Thank you. They are diamonds. They are secretly. Okay. Thank you. I like that.
Senate 40 and 40. 40 and 40. The Senate, you guys, what the... Yeah, I mean, all of the work happens in not all the work, but in the House. And where
are we at with that?
Yeah, where are we with that right now?
I still have 39 Dem, 40 GOP.
Senate for Colorado, it looks like they're projecting that the Democrat will win in that.
I see. Okay, so that's going to be the 40 then. Got it.
Is there a way to cancel all this and just restart?
Right? I feel like, yeah, I get that. Lalita, you need one good hand. funny how all the comics are coming in here and just being shady as fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you, Terry, both my hands are very dominant, just so you know, okay?
It says that on her Tinder profile too. You guys, thank you so much for commenting and being part of this this night. Once again, we've got Felicia Minor up here from Arizona. We've got Michelle Cantu from San Antonio, Texas, bringing it in for the Texans. And then in the Bay Area, we've got Lalita Dee. So we've got this country covered except for the East Coast, and we're doing everything we can to keep you guys informed. Go over to my Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, and follow me on all the socials at Dina Nina. And for more information as we go forward, I'm going to try to start doing a lot more lives. So I will be welcoming all these lovely people back again and again. And don't forget that the I Love Funny Women podcast is in season 2. And Lalita and I keep you informed every week. However,
she with the accent, my accent comes with me wherever I go. It's
with the accent.
Such a needy.
What do you guys talk about in your podcast?
Give me some space, but no, with me wherever I go.
Exactly. So we talk about politics a lot, what happened in the week, and we try to keep it funny, except for today's podcast, which was the election issue. Yeah, so we talk about politics and just what's happening and chit chat, and then in our second half, it's usually an interview with a funny woman, primarily comedian women, funny women, but I've had a chef on. We're going to be talking to you guys. I'm so excited. There is this artist from Canada named Jan Arden, and I love her so much. She had a big hit in the 90s in the US, but I kind of followed her, low key stalked her. I didn't stalk her. Cyber. I watched her a lot. So I will be interviewing her in December, and that will come out either late December or early January. So I'm really stoked about that.
Oh,
did you already do the interview?
Not yet. I'm interviewing
she's canceled
her
it now. That she knows that you've been stalking her.
She's called the police now. She's just girl.
I did not go to Canada to stalk a famous person in Canada.
That you want to tell us.
But I just adore her. And she has a sitcom called Jan that was on CTV in Canada, and it's also on Hulu. So go watch Jan, Jann. Hilarious show. So thank you all for all the support, and yeah, we'll get back into the talking together. Talk.
What a great segue. What an awesome segue.
So Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania, 27% is in. It's too early to call, but he's got 62%, and the other person had like 40-something%. So it's looking decent.
Ooh.
Chances of governor there in Pennsylvania, y'all.
Raphael in Georgia, they just switched.
Oh, what the fuck? Herschel's up. That's the first time he hasn't been up yet, because I've been watching that like a hawk.
It just like switched before my eyes, and my heart just started thumping.
It's about 1,500 difference.
Oh my gosh!
Votes. I mean, this is how much your vote counts. It's the difference right now. 1,500 votes. There's the same
for where?
Georgia Senate.
Yeah.
Warnock. Whoo, you guys! This is gonna be a nail biter all night long.
The thing is, what worries me is that the big cities are in, and so if they're pulling in the more rural areas, then hey, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney.
Could you just quickly go over to Georgia, Courtney, and become a libertarian? Could you do that for us?
Go vote.
Terry, how much does it cost to get on this bus that we're driving to Canada?
Right.
I mean, I don't know where you're based, Terry, but people here in California, they're always like, oh, we're going to move to Canada. People here complain that it's cold when it's like 65 degrees. I mean, there is just no way.
Oh, that sounds like Arizona. People complain when it's like 70.
That smells like Texas.
We're going to move to Canada. Why don't people move to Mexico? That's so much better. Better language, better food, better weather. better music.
Why are we still here?
I mean, right? Why are we still here?
We believe in democracy. This is a great country. We're going to make it turn. All right, what's happening, people?
What is happening?
Okay, well, Wisconsin's still blue, but
And
only 27% in.
Mm.
See, the same in Wisconsin. The cities of Milwaukee's in, Madison's in. And so,
look up there. What is La Crosse's, or not La Crosse, but Eau Claire's county?
Eau Claire is red, apparently.
Really?
Fuckers.
Mm.
I never liked it there.
I love Eau Claire specifically is really cool, and like they love me there, so I'm okay with that.
Oh, okay, fine.
This is
keeping
true.
the fan base happy. Keeping the fan base.
Dina
happy.
would melt in Texas. Dina, you need to come to Texas.
I don't know how I made it through my 20, up to my 20s in Texas. Like, I really don't. And I complain about it being 70 here. Like, it's insane. Like, I'm like, I'm so sweaty. Why is this happening? So I'll talk to my mom and she's like, oh, well, it's like 85 here. And I'm like, that sounds terrible. And she's like, oh, it's been so nice. She goes, I went outside today.
People were clowning me so hard when I was in Chicago because I had like my big wool coat on, but I had my chanclas on. And they were like, so your patas are in Texas, but your upper body is in Chicago. Like, what? I was like, don't judge me. I don't know how to dress for this weather.
Oh
Neither do we. Neither do we.
I posted a picture of me in front of the Laugh Factory sign, and all people saw were my non-manicured toes out and exposed. And they're like, but why do you have this big wool jacket on there, but you have sandals on? I'm like, listen, Tim Gunn doesn't dress me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm out here
not
trying
Tim
to
Gunn.
make it work. It didn't work.
It didn't work so well.
So
it's okay.
Miss Minor. Miss Minor. There I heard that there was the Republicans were requesting that the polls stay open. Did you see that possibly? Anything about
They always
that?
want something. They always want something.
Hey, it's Saza. Hey, friends. Hi, Sarah. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
I know. What a fun night this has been.
That's
You guys we're 16 minutes away from ending. So
the world,
I don't even have numbers over here.
That's how it feels. That is how it feels.
It really does.
Because I can't stop looking at our Texas governor results, and I'm like, I'm just depressed. I'm just
same.
Well, you can't come to Arizona. It's just going to be more depressing.
And I'm looking at San Antonio specifically, and I'm like, ooh, like they're light blue. We have Beto at 59%. So I'm like, okay, like, and 61% of the votes are in. So I feel like at least if I can have pride in my hometown city, like at least y'all don't let me down. Like, please make sure.
Right.
She is begging.
Tell me, in Texas, do you see what other counties came in yet?
Yeah. So I mean, we already talked about Travis County, Dallas County. 64% Beto, 52% is in. Harris County, Beto's at 62%, but that's only 3% of the votes in, so that's kind of hard. Harris County's a big one. So we, that I don't know, that could be a turning point for us once all of those votes are in. So
what did Tarrant County, did they come in? Tarrant. Fort Worth?
Oh my God, these Texans. Fifi, should we just go off and have our own little private conversation? Interesting.
I'm trying to see if Arizona has been reporting, but I'm not seeing anything.
No, I don't think they're closed yet because of the time zones. Oh, yeehaw, Dina and Michelle, yeehaw.
No, it's just an important race for me because, like I'm from there originally, and I would love for once in my life to feel like I could go there and not feel like I'm going to be like hate crimed,
That's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
It would be nice to
true.
just walk through the streets as a trans person and not have anybody like attack me. That would be my dream.
That would be nice. No, I'm with you on that, Dina. Fair enough. All right, Michelle, give her all the Texan news you've got. I've been converted to the importance of it.
So this is the thing. I will tell you, I'm very keen. So one of my best friends in Texas, she lives in Tarrant County, and one of the last few elections, Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth, Cowtown, mind you, like that's who that is, right? Texas, that district, that county came in as blue, which was I never thought that would happen in my lifetime in Tarrant County. So it's been interesting, but it went to Beto, or it went to Abbott, you said, Michelle.
So it's 61% of the votes are in, and Abbott's at 51%, and Beto's at 48%.
Ooh.
So you never know. I mean,
There's
right
still
now
a chance.
right now it's light red, so they're projecting, but that one's also very close.
Does Lake stand a chance in Arizona?
Because crazy has a chance in this day and age. It's possible.
and there wasn't a great candidate against her.
No. So Freddie and I talked about this on our show. Katie Hobbs kind of did like the disappearing act, even in the primaries, where she wasn't seen, she wasn't heard from. Then all of a sudden she kind of crept out after the primaries because she had made it. And then but she's been very visible going to functions and things, but she also refused to debate with Carrie Lake because obvious reasons. She's a big Carrie Lake is a very big Trumper, and there's so much that Carrie Lake kind of models herself after Trump and his debate style. And so
debate style.
Yeah, and so they went back and forth about who's going to debate who, and then it just became very lackluster. And then the whole thing about Carrie Lake acting like drag queens were the devil, and after we had just partied with her like last week or something. So
Michelle, get onto it, girl. Damn it, looks like they called Texas already.
It's your time.
Hold on.
We have our local, because we don't have internet, so we need local people to confirm.
Yeah.
So Michelle, just go outside, ask all the people in Texas.
It's like we're all on different screens looking back and forth, and I'm watching television, and so still a 40-40 Senate right now. Oh, good goddess. Y'all?
Oh, I didn't even think to turn on the TV. I
don't even have a TV.
Oh, I do. I have them everywhere I can go.
I have iPad and all that. I stream. But my son makes it sound, when he tells his friends we don't have a TV, he makes it sound like we're the fucking Amish. Like, it's hilarious. And it's like we have like 3 iPads and 2 iPhones and 4 laptops.
That's basically TV on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't see. I see projected. But I don't see that it's been called. I mean, I know. I mean, it's gotten, the gap has.
Is this
certainly
anonymous?
I think it's Gregg.
Facebook user, show yourself. It's Elon Musk. I mean, it's got to be Elon Musk.
I think it's Gregg who just.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Elon Musk. He's texting you good news. That's got to be Elon.
I mean, it's 54. It's 54% to 44%. So we're at a 10% difference. This is like,
and how much is in?
45%. So we're not even halfway in. But I think because of how big the gap is. But again, no, it hasn't been called. Not yet. But certainly, I did see an article that said projected winner, but that is, we can project all we want, but that's not official. I'm just gonna.
God, you sound like my therapist there, Michelle. You can project all you want.
Come on my couch, girl. Let's have some tea. Let's talk about it.
Oh no.
You guys are amazing. I am so glad you all joined us. This has been so great.
Does anybody else hear a sound? I hear a sound. It sounds like Dina.
Is it me?
Left her? mortal body.
Oh, I left my body. I'm just sitting here over on the other side. I'm sorry. I didn't
What's
make
it
it till
like?
Friday.
Do you see my dad? Are you in heaven or hell, Dina? Is my dad there?
I don't know, but it's really hot. I'm sweating.
Oh, well, you're in hell.
Is this
You're in
ghost?
hell.
Is that? Are you like Patrick Swayzing us right now? It's because of the race. We're like, you in danger, girl. So we're just
Here we go. Oh no, that did not happen. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay, she's coming right back.
Oh my God.
It's
see now this anonymous Facebook user has me like nervous, and now I'm like checking to see like I don't see.
It's Gregg. It's Gregg. Okay, here we go.
Who are you, Mr. Ghost?
All right, let me pull this up. Let me see if I can get this done. So share a screen, bitch.
Ooh. So Herschel is.
I didn't realize I was still on the screen that big. Oh my gosh.
Okay, here we go, you guys. Mara Healey becomes the first lesbian governor in U.S. history.
Man, I want to do that.
Lesbian.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm so excited. What state is this?
Let's go.
Am I missing the state? Massachusetts. Woo! Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what we got, y'all.
She's got Karen cut, though. She got Karen cut.
I mean, she does.
Yeah, her hair.
Can't deny that. Can't deny it.
I hope she Karens for all LGBTQ plus people.
Yes, seriously.
She's gonna speak to everyone's manager until we get some rights. I want to speak to your manager right now.
You don't want to bake a cake for our gay wedding? Let me speak to your manager.
Yes,
that's right. That's right.
Yes, all day long. Arkansas elects the first female governor.
I'm like, you're willing to walk away from money over. You're willing to. You know how many people buy cakes? I'm just like. Why? I don't understand.
Do these people know how capitalism works? That's just so wrong.
I buy cake just for no reason. So
yeah.
Yes. All day.
Eat it all by myself too.
So here we go. There's some firsts for tonight. This is good. I'm gonna pull this back into the stream.
Yes, please lead us with some positivity because
Sarah,
that's not your happy news.
Sarah,
that's not your happy news, is it?
Well, this part isn't, but Democrat Wes Moore will become the first black governor, which we've already covered, but not such great news, but there you go. That's what
he's not Obama, but he okay.
He cute. he's not Mandela Barnes. What?
It's not looking good for Stacey.
Oh
no.
It's not looking super great for the Rev, but I think there's a little bit of
wiggle.
How the fuck have 1.5 million people voted for Herschel Walker? How is that possible?
I'm flabbergasted.
I mean, we knew it was close, but it's just the numbers. Like, I guess 40 million people or whatever voted for Trump. So,
yeah.
And who are those crazy people?
All right. I'm going to keep using CNN right now. So let's bring it up. This is what it's. Oh, wait.
Republicans need one Democratic seat to gain control of the Senate.
Yeah. This is where we're looking now.
Okay.
For the House and Senate.
Ooh. Arizona's probably under that article where it says 5 baseless, 22 elections.
Yep, there it is. I can see Arizona already.
Most likely. 26 competitive seats. Ooh.
I'm scared.
Y'all, I'm a little nervous, but I'm optimistic.
You said that, so I don't even believe you.
I am trying to convince myself. Let's look.
What's more with feeling, Dina?
I am optimistic. Okay. Oklahoma Republican is called as the winner. South Carolina, Vermont Democrat is called whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good gosh. Let's see. Is there anything? What is
there's
it?
another black person elected in Maryland.
Y'all, this Texas race is so close. In
Don't let
Maryland?
it be that close. In Maryland, Anthony Brown will be the first Black person elected Attorney General.
Awesome!
Oh, we were just talking about it. They must have heard us. We are
So,
representing. Ooh, he's scary
man,
looking.
y'all, this is intense. Now we're just getting boring. Come on, guys. I'm just kidding.
We're just
All
getting
right.
Like,
dressed
so,
and just
like,
staring
Now
at
we're
our
looking
signs.
at the coverage. Oh my gosh.
Huckabee Sanders won. It looks like. Oh, damn them. Haley. Am I missing Wisconsin? It's not on there yet. Is it? What are the?
No,
What?
it's too early.
Stop it. Stop saying that.
But Tony Evers is looking good. I think that will happen. It's really Mandela versus.
What does Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat look like?
Oh, where is she even? I don't even know.
She's in
Who
Georgia.
is she? Who
I
is
love
she?
you.
Who is she? I've never heard of her. Marjorie who?
First of all, her name is horrible. Second
It
of all,
is
she's a
terrible.
horrible person.
Amen. Yeah, let's see.
You don't want to reverse those two? You feel the name is more important than the person? It's fine, whatever. All of it's horrible. She had a better name. I could get on board with the Jewish spaceship conspiracy theory. But...
Oh my god.
I mean, Marcus Flowers is so amazing. Like, he's so great. So it looks like Green defeated Flowers by receiving 64.3% of the vote and 65% reporting.
But it's
right
like
now.
64% of people of wherever she is think she is capable.
And that is the most insane thing to me.
It's unbelievable.
But it's funny how people are like, yeah, we'll vote for this person. And then like years later, they're like, I can't believe I voted for that person.
Terry is on fire tonight. Clearly, people with vaginas votes.
Terry is really getting. I like annoyed Terry. I'm on board with this. I like channel it, Terry. We're here for it.
Did anybody have
I actually
abortion
agree.
on their ballot?
We had it to dismantle the law, dismantle that ban that's been on the book since like 1844 or something like that. Like that currently, the 1800s is currently our standard in Wisconsin for abortion.
Oh my god.
That is, we
vagina.
went back to the 1800s. Luckily, we're so close to Illinois that we can just shoot down there, and it's there. There in Illinois, it's legal. And luckily, there's a clinic in Rockford that's really close. So, if you guys are able to support abortion care, look for Planned Parenthood gets a lot of funding, and yes, please donate to them, but also donate to the local independent care providers like the Chicago Women's Health Center. They do amazing work. They do incredible work, and they still provide abortion care, and they protect and love. I mean, the thing that really stresses me out, that makes me so uncomfortable, is knowing that before Roe v. Wade got taken out, we only had really 2 abortion clinics in the state that provided abortions. One was in Madison, one was in Milwaukee. The one in Milwaukee was independent. And they had people outside of their clinic every day. Same thing with Planned Parenthood. They still have people praying and walking around. The thing with these anti-abortion organizations, which are in Wisconsin, Tim Michaels, who's the Republican candidate, is a part of one of those charities that is based in a religious point of view, and they create these fake clinics right next to an established abortion clinic, and they do only sonograms. And sometimes they don't even really print out the picture of the sonogram. They just have a picture of a they print out an
What
old
kind of bootleg business is going on here?
You guys don't even know. Like, it is so disgusting. And now they can be funded by the government and their religious organizations. and they lie to people,
What?
and they take your phone number. If you come into the clinic and and you put down information for next of kin, like a parent, and your parent doesn't know that you came in there, even though you're like 25, they will call that next of kin and say, "Do you know your daughter's looking for an
Oh
abortion?"
my God.
Like,
That's against they're going against their own constitution. Like, that is completely against the right
How is that
privacy
not against
Roe v.
HIPAA?
Wade was based on to begin with. But listen, Dina, a little bit of Wisconsin politics, and maybe people in the chat can pipe in so that Dina doesn't have to handle this all by herself. I mean, Wisconsin has had a Democratic governor, so that's not going to make the difference. What needs to change in Wisconsin for abortion to become legal again?
what needs to change in Wisconsin is our balance of power in our state legislation.
And can that happen this year, or is that a 2024 situation?
Currently, it looks like the Republicans may have a supermajority. I don't know what the races look like, but if the polls are any indication, then according to everybody that I've known and everything that I've looked, it looks like they could have a supermajority in the state houses.
Oh my gosh. But see, they came with a plan then.
They came with a plan. They've been doing this.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. I mean, they're idiots, but they're well organized idiots.
Yeah.
Hey Dina, I'm so sorry, but I do have to drop off. It's 9.
No,
it's
it's 9.
I gotta get the kiddos to bed. And...
Of course, it's so good to meet you, Michelle.
Yeah, you guys too.
Thank you so much.
We're in for a long night. So.
Where can everyone find you, Michelle?
Yes, please follow me, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's all under Michelle Cantu or Cantu Comedy. First name, last name, and then comedy, no spaces or dashes or anything like that. So yeah, find me, follow me, book me, book me for shows. I hope to make it back out to Chicago soon. To perform again with Dina. It was such a pleasure to share the Laugh Factory stage with you. That was like truly an honor.
Likewise. Yeah. So have a great night. Keep us informed on the social medias if we don't see it. But
bye, y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Awesome. So let's wrap it up pretty quickly. I want to go through all the comments we missed. So
my state just went live.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
of course.
I don't see numbers yet, but the blinker started going off.
The people watching on Facebook are not all about the Wisconsin politics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Minnesota. Yeah.
I shall put.
We do that, Terry. But I really like Dina's call to support the independent abortion clinic in Rockford, Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can do it. Okay. Chicago Abortion Fund. Okay. Thank you, Jean. That's really great. JT.
Thank you so much. I don't know what that was. Okay.
What?
Yay, Chicago!
Yay, Chicago in the house.
In Wisconsin, we're just trying to avoid supermajority right now. Totally. Awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Felicia, tell us where everybody can find you.
Tomorrow I'll be seeing you again on our show, Let's Have a Fifi. You can watch us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And the show is called Let's Have a Fifi, spelled as it is on the screen. Do not type in F-I-F-I. I get texts and emails all the time that say F-I-F-I, and I'm like, it's right there every week. Anyway, so we have a podcast / live stream show that we do every Wednesday. We have guests. We talk about politics. We talk about news. We talk about celebrities. We talk about sex. And did you just cover me up?
I did. I'm sorry.
She said, fuck her. Don't watch her show.
This bitch.
Yeah. Fifi's like, it's Fifi. It's right there. Oh, it's not. It says Dina Nina.
I felt like I was on Fox for a minute. Oh, my
God. Oh, the shade, sis. Oh, the shade.
But anyhow, our show is every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Arizona time. And since we just changed time, I don't know what time that is for everybody else. But
I think it's 2 hours behind Central, so that would be.
just Google it. It'll
Just
tell you.
Google.
Google tells you everything.
You guys have been doing that show for 9 years, right?
10 years. We're celebrating our
What?
10th year.
Oh!
Yes, 10th year, and this is our 11th season. And nobody knows who we are. So, but randomly, I'll get people that are like, "Yeah, I've been listening since like the beginning." I'm like, "Damn, make yourself known."
I love it. Oh, also, you guys, listen to 20-minute collaborations. Gregg Potter, Gigi Potter. I'm sorry, Greg, you were
Wow,
early.
someone's in a mood.
It's like
Hey,
5
Greg.
a.m. there.
Glad you got off, is all I can say. Glad you got off, Greg. We didn't need to know that.
And then Lalita, let's tell everyone where you.
I am at Lalita Dee Comedy. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, but I'm really most active on Instagram. So that's where most of my stuff goes. Definitely everything about shows and little videos I make. So if you want to hear more of my very cute accents, that's where you that's where you can see my little videos. And then I also do the I Love Funny Women podcast with Dina Nina.
With who?
Dina Nina.
I love it. You guys, thank you, Lalita Dee, for joining, Felicia Minor, and of course, Michelle Cantu and Gregg Potter, who all joined tonight. You guys have been so much fire tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. And although we don't have the full results right now, we will all know in the coming days whether we should celebrate or commiserate.
Yes.
Either way, I'm drinking.
Exactly. It has been a delight, everyone. Thanks for joining us once.